Welcome to our new series all about financial freedom. Today, we're diving into a really quiet habit, one that holds so many of us back. And here's a spoiler, it has nothing to do with making a stricter budget or even earning more money. The truth is, most of our spending isn't logical. It's emotional. Okay, just picture this, because I bet it's going to sound familiar. You get to the end of a really long, stressful day, you're exhausted, you're totally drained, and you just feel like, you know what, I deserve something. Just a little reward for getting through it all.
And so what happens? Maybe you open up a food delivery app, or you find yourself scrolling online and a few things just kind of hop into your cart. It doesn't feel like a big deal, right? It's just a little treat. Harmless.
But hang on. Here's the big question we really need to ask ourselves. What if all those small, harmless little moments are adding up to something huge? What if that is the real reason you feel stuck and not where you want to be financially?
And this is where we need to totally shift our focus. Because this isn't about the math in your bank account, it's about something way deeper, the feelings that are driving your decisions without you even realizing it. It's time we started asking a totally different question. I mean, look at these moments. How relatable is this stuff? We spend money to de-stress after a crazy day, we spend when we're bored just to fill the time, or maybe just to give ourselves something, anything to look forward to. Every one of those purchases is like a quick fix, a little mood boost, or a way to distract ourselves from a feeling we don't want to deal with.
And that leads us right to the most important point. We know that in that moment, making that little purchase actually works. It feels good. It gives us a hit of relief. So if spending is the thing that makes you feel better,
what were you feeling right before that? That's it. That's the real question. The problem isn't the transaction itself, it's the trigger. The secret is to stop focusing on the moment you click buy and start paying attention to the emotional state you were in just a few seconds earlier.
You know, this simple idea explains why just earning more money almost never solves the problem. We think we have a math problem, not enough income, too many bills, but we're diagnosing it all wrong. The root cause is almost always emotional.
Just look at this comparison. On the left is the story we tell ourselves. I'm just bad with money, or I don't earn enough. But on the right, that's what's actually going on. That feeling of stress is what turns into spending. That boredom turns into spending. That insecurity, yep, that turns into spending too. We are literally using money to cope with our feelings. And when we do this, we create this incredibly powerful loop in our brains. The purchase gives you that quick hit of relief, that little dopamine boost, and your brain learns a really simple formula. Bad feeling plus spending equals good feeling. It becomes your go-to coping mechanism. I love this analogy. Think of it like a leaky bucket. Your finances are the bucket, right? And your emotional spending is this little leak at the bottom. You think, oh, if I just get a raise, I can pour more water in. But if you don't fix the leak, what happens? As your income grows, the leak just gets bigger, and the bucket never, ever actually fills up. So how do we finally plug the leak? Well, the first step isn't about willpower or cutting up your credit cards. It's actually way simpler and way more powerful. It's just about awareness. You have to see the pattern before you can ever hope to change it.
So the real work here isn't tracking your expenses in a spreadsheet. It's about tracking your emotions. The goal is to start noticing not just what you're buying, but to get really curious about what you are feeling in those moments right before.
Okay, let's make this super practical. Ask yourself this one simple question. What time of day do you find yourself doing the most damage? You know, the mindless browsing, the impulse buys. Is it late at night? Is it right after work? On your lunch break? There's almost always a pattern. And right after that, ask the follow-up. At that specific time, what are you usually feeling? Are you tired? Are you stressed out about something at work? Or maybe, are you just avoiding a task you really don't want to do? Connecting the time to the feeling, that's the light bulb moment.
And that awareness, that's everything. You know why most people fail at this? They try to just stop the habit. But you can't just remove a coping mechanism without putting something else in its place. That spending was doing a job for you. It was serving an emotional purpose. So you need a new, healthier way to do that same job.
So we have to completely reframe the problem. Stop asking, how do I stop spending? It's a dead end. Instead, start asking a much smarter question. What am I actually trying to feel right now? Am I looking for relief, for comfort, for a sense of control? Once you know the feeling you're actually chasing, you can start building a new toolkit of alternatives that cost absolutely nothing. If you need relief from stress, a 5-minute walk outside can work wonders. If you're craving comfort, maybe sitting down with a warm cup of tea is the answer. If you want to feel in control, tidying up just one small drawer can give you that exact feeling. See? You're not depriving yourself, you're just getting smarter about meeting your own needs.
And really, this is what it all comes down to. True financial freedom isn't just a number in an account. It's not about how much you earn, it's about how you learn to respond to the stress, the boredom, and all the challenges that life throws at you. It's an emotional skill.
There's this quote that just nails it perfectly. Money doesn't create discipline, it reveals it. If your default response to a bad day is to spend, more money is just going to reveal that habit on a much bigger scale.
So the biggest takeaway here is this. If you feel like you're stuck with your money, you might be trying to solve the wrong problem. The path forward doesn't start with restriction and willpower. Real, lasting progress begins with awareness.
So, I'm going to leave you with one simple action item. Think of one recent purchase you made, maybe something small that you didn't really think about. Now, try to remember, what were you feeling right before you bought it? That tiny moment of reflection, that's where the real change begins.